Welcome to our group project with our K-drama, Our Unwritten Soul. My name is Larissa.
My name is Chaohui.
My name is Greta.
My name is Sineb.
My name is Nia.
My name is Ulfa.
Have you ever wished you could step out of your own life for a moment, away from responsibilities, mistakes, and all the pressure, and step into someone else's world instead? That's the idea behind Our Unwritten Soul, a story about two identical twins who switch lives and end up facing the problems the other has been hiding. But the show goes much deeper. It talks about depression, mental health, work pressure, and harassment in South Korea. Yumire, the smart one in the family, is sharp-tongued and works at a big company in Seoul. Meiji, who was once a talented athlete, now gets by with part-time jobs like farming or janitorial work while taking care of his sick grandmother. And Hosu, their neighbor, now a successful lawyer in Seoul but with a sad past. When Meiji finds out how unhappy Mireille is at her job, the twins decide to swap lives, finally seeing the struggles the other has been carrying alone. To understand how Our Unwritten Soul talks about these issues, we're going to break the video into three main parts. First, we'll explore depression and mental health along with the concept of Han, Nunchi, and Chaemyeol. Second, we'll talk about sexual harassment and workplace bullying through an analysis of women's rights, power imbalances, and hierarchy. Lastly, we'll examine identity, self-worth, and the pressure to be perfect. We'll discuss Korean masculinity, performance culture, and why appearance matters so much. Let's start.
As the drama begins with the two twins living completely different lives, at first, Meiji looks very happy and bright, but in reality, both sisters struggle with depression. Meiji shows the signs of depression already as a teenager due to academic pressure, family expectations, and constant conflict with her mother. Mire, on the other hand, faces it later in life as an adult, dealing with work stress, loneliness, and an episode of sexual harassment. These pressures eventually pushes her towards suicidal thoughts. And that is why the drama mirrors real issues in South Korea, a country with one of the highest rates of depression and suicide among OECD countries. Building on this, the drama visualizes how emotional suffering is often suppressed due to cultural expectations rooted in Confucian harmony and face-saving behavior. So concepts like chaemyeon, meaning maintaining one's social face, and nunchi, reading others' mood, shape how Biji and Bire try to hide their emotional struggles to avoid disturbing others or causing shame. So from here, the idea of deeper emotional wounds naturally leads into Han, a uniquely Korean emotional and cultural concept, often described as a deep, heavy feeling of sadness, resentment, and unresolved pain that builds up over time and can even be passed down for generations. It's not just personal sadness, it is connected to Korea's history, like colonization, war, and to everyday experiences of injustice and endurance. So in the drama, we see how Han shapes the family across 3 generations. The twins' mother carries pain and resentment from her own childhood, and this affects how she treats Meiji and Mire.
니들 날 엄마로 생각을 하냐? 그럼 엄마, 나 딸로는 생각해? 나도 엄마 딸이야. 나 무슨 일 있었는지 왜 안 물어봐? 미래랑 나랑 뭐가 그렇게 달라? 똑같은 건 바라지도 않아. 그냥 나도 한 번쯤은 봐줄 수 있잖아. 야, 나는 뭐 엄마 눈길 받고 자라니? 아니 보고 배운 게 이게 단데 나들어면 어쩌라는 거야?
But towards the end of the story, we see small signs of understanding and forgiveness between the grandma and her daughter, suggesting that even deep, inherited pain like Han is not unbreakable.
As I mentioned earlier, Samina works in a line community in Seoul, but she is struggling with depression and even suicidal through because of the constant building at work. One night, her seminar colleague, using a skill that he had drunk too much, harasses her and Mireille was turned upside down. Even though she rejects him, tried to move on thinking on God's word. Even after she reports what happened, she is told she is too sensitive, a common form of gaslighting. Korean workplaces are also very hierarchical, making it hard for younger and female employees to speak up for fear of possible consequence. Also because it can be hard to fire an employee without a very serious reason. Bullying and workplace pressure in South Korea are sometimes used to press employees to resign voluntarily. This happened because of the mix of legal, cultural, and economic factors. Labor lawmaking firing someone directly, costly, and risky, whilst wrongful termination can lead to losses and certain payment. Encouraging voluntary resignation, however, help the company save money and project a public image. This is where bullying becomes strictly through ethically questionable. Where to manage employees without formally firing them. Besides, in the multi-modern workplace, harassment has gained more attention in Korea, but many companies still struggle to break with them. The drama clearly shows how web power happen in everyday office life. Many viewers may recognize the situation because they are common in real Korean workplace. This ties directly to how corporate life is portrayed in drama, extreme demanding and competitively focused on a worker position in company.
Women's rights are central to the story. When Mireille first reported her harassment, she quickly withdrew the case because no one believed her. Instead of seeing her as a victim, colleagues saw the man as wrongly accused and Mira as someone disturbing the harmony of the office.
어쨌든 우리도 공격이다 보니까 품위 유지 의무라는 게 있어서 일단 경고 처분으로 넘어가 드릴 테니까 더는 시끄럽지 않게 좀.
제가 피해자인데 왜 징계를 받아요?
사건 발생하고 왜 바로 신고 안 하셨어요?
그때 내 안에 던져진 의심 하나 내 잘못인가?
These patriarchal structures silence women, making them doubt themselves and feel guilty through gaslighting. Her bullying was also tied to her past affair and her sudden promotion, showing how women are often morally judged instead of protected. Similarly, the experiences of Seoul and Kim Rosa show how women's cases often go unnoticed. Rosa, abused by her husband, couldn't even get police help. She was told to just listen to her husband. Back then, if you ran to the station begging for help, they'd tell you to listen to your husband and send you home, quote unquote. These reflect how sexual and domestic violence in Korea is often dismissed and not properly investigated. By the end, Miri finds the courage to file a new lawsuit, yet during company meetings, human resources still blames her for not reporting earlier. The drama clearly shows how Confucian hierarchy, gapjil, and even Korean drinking culture make it extremely difficult for young women to speak out. Instead of promoting unity, these traditions enforce silence and obedience. Ultimately, the show challenges the cultural expectation that women should endure quietly and preserve harmony and seniority privilege.
Lastly, we are going to talk about identity, self-worth, and the implication that comes with it. Also, Mi-jae and Mi-rae looks identical. They actually have different levels of self-worth. In fact, both feel pressured about performing certain social roles, such as perfect students, a responsible worker, or a strong woman who never breaks down. But there's someone that resembles this concept even more, and that is Hosu, the lawyer. Many episodes in the drama show throwbacks of his life where we can see all the challenges he had. Because of this, he hides his disability, vulnerability, and painful past because weakness is not socially accepted. In fact, the drama criticized the neoliberal masculinity ideal by showing a very different kind of masculinity compared to the usual Korean norms. Instead of being strong, confident, and emotional, served like men are often expected to be in Korean society, Hosu is quite sensitive and emotional aware. He doesn't fit into traditional roles like leader or protector. Instead, he is open about his feelings. He is gentle and based on observation and emotions rather than competitions or social status. In the long run, episode after episode, Korea is portrayed as a performance society, where success, status, and appearance strongly influence personal identity and shapes how individuals present themselves to others. This constant pressure to perform also creates an environment where people fear falling behind. In such a context, expressing negative emotions, failure, or vulnerability can be seen as a threat to one's demeanor. In Korean society, disability is often seen as shameful, but there it is a source of growth. Kim Rosa struggled with dyslexia and Hosu slowly losing his hearing. Watching them embrace their disabilities, like Hosu learning sign languages or Kim Rosa reading a full poem, it shows how they break the cycle of shame and transform their lives.
In the end, Our Unwritten Soul is not just a drama for entertainment, but a powerful social commentary that exposes how mental health, workplace hierarchy, and the pressure to perform shape identity and silence emotions in Korean society.
Thank you for watching!